I played 100 hours of Hibana, and here's what I learned. Hibana in 2022, she is one of the most top picked operators in any rank. Her gadget is still very good, and she's brung in almost every meta of the game since she's been out. I was on Xbox when she first came out, and from the gold ranks of console to the semi-pro levels on PC, I've learned how to be a really good Hibana main. So here are 5 things that I learned, and the 5th one will be answering if Hibana is the best heart breacher, so be sure to watch until the end. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about with Hibana that is very important that you guys all know is that you can actually take off the K-Claw on Clubhouse of the hatch. So let's say if it's electrified like this, right? Obviously you can't put the pellets on. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to be safe from C4s. We're actually going to change our pellets to the 2 option. So all you have to do is quickly aim for the very top left. And then I put the K-Claw. I'm actually doing this on my other PC, but the K-Claw is actually in the middle of the hatch right now. And you can see, so like once again, I'm going to put it in the middle of the hatch. So as you can see, it's K'd off right now. So let's just put 1 pellet on. And as you can see, it can get rid of it very, very easily. No matter, because the radius of the K-Claw is very small, so you can go anywhere. Then after that, you just want to do another 2. The reason why you don't want to do all 6, it's a very bad habit of people. So only use 2 of them, and then you can get the hatch open pretty quickly. The only reason I would do 2 is that in case people start impact tricking, then you can put another 2 pellets. But normally it only takes 4 to open up the hatch, so it's really good that you guys know that. But if they're impact tricking, which is a whole different story, it's literally the same thing though. But you would just put 2 on there, you would bait it, and then you would still have a lot of pellets left. You can see by the time they're done with both 2 impacts, then they're gonna want to have a lot of pellets left. So learn how to deal with that, and I guarantee you'll win the round a lot easier. And very quick, let's go over Hibana's loadout to see if you guys want to ever try my loadout right now. So I actually used to use ACOG a lot in Hibana back in the day. I was a big connoisseur of the ACOG. I loved it, especially on Shelly with those long angles. But eventually I feel ACOG just it's kind of outgrown me a little bit. I think the 1.5 definitely has that it balances out the recoil that Hibana has, but it's not that much. Vertical grip and angle grip is all up to you. I think angle grip doesn't even have a lot of recoil too much. It's more of just if you guys can be comfortable with it. And I use flash hider. I used to be a big muzzle guy, but I think flash hider just kind of helps out with the obviously the flash on my screen, and the first few bullets are always the most important to get those headshots. But I think with Hibana's weapon, any 3 of these honestly work pretty well. And on my bearing 9 is kind of like my my flavor of the week. I'm always feeling like a different sight on it. I like the red dot. I was on the reflex for a little bit, and then hollow, but I'm kind of trying the Cybertruck hollow right now, see how we work it. But that's what I use, and I use flash hider. Just since I think the first few bullets, like I said, is always important. And then obviously you should always want to run flashbangs on Hibana. I mean, it's really situational if you want to bring hard breaching charges, but mostly that's what the other teammates should be handling. The second thing I want to talk about with Hibana is that she can be a fragger even though she's on a support role. I think a lot of people kind of play Hibana and think it's like, oh, you know. Now the second thing I want you guys to know is that Hibana can still be a fragger even though she's like a hard breacher or like a support role, but you can still frag out with her. As you can see, I have a really low recoil gun with a 1.5. I'm also a 3-speed too, and I can have this secondary for close-up range. I have 3 flashbangs, and she's just overall very good. She's kind of like Ash almost, but obviously, you know, you have the hard breaching gadgets, but once you get all your stuff open on, you know, you still want to play like to save your life most of the time. You want to get all the hatches open, and then, you know, go get a stock hatch. So once you kind of open up everything, then you can become the fragger. You can even drop the diffuser if you wanted to, but with your gun and speed, you can really get the first entry pick for your team, and it's really, really good. So what really helped me is starting to think that you have the kit to get a lot of kills. Like, even though you're a hard breach role, you don't have to limit your frag potential. And even in Pro League, you'll see pro players like are on the entry rule, even still using Hibana. For example, we have Citizen. Citizen is the entry fragger for G2, and he's really, really crazy. He's actually using hollow on the Hibana just because he's like a 4x3 player, but he has really, really consistent aim. And Hibana just shows that you can still be a fragger on the hard breaching role. Another pro is Shaiko. We all know how good Shaiko is. And him, you know, we don't see him on Thermite, Ace, or anything very often, but him on Hibana, just she has that potential to really show up for her team. And even one more for you guys, Bolo. We all who know Bolo is one of the best personalities in R6. Even take a look at this clip here. He actually aces against a pro team when he first joined, and only on Hibana. You know, we don't see Bolo on Ace, Maverick too often, any other hard breachers, but Hibana is especially really good. Moving on to the third thing that makes Hibana really unique, and I think this really will help you a lot, creating more pressure, is that you need to see Hibana more as a soft breacher too. She's not only just a regular hard breacher only on walls. You know, you can open up hatches like right here. You don't always have to call sledge. You can save a lot of time by just using 2 pellets. You can also create, for example, all you need is 2 pellets. You don't have to have any breaching charges. I mean, other operators should be doing this, but to save yourself some time and a little bit safer is if you just do this. Now, I still have 10 pellets left, so look how much I've done. I've opened 3 cowls up. I've opened up the hatch by myself. Then going over here, it's almost like a sledge. It's really, really good. But now I have enough pellets to still even get the main wall open right here. So even if I wanted to enter in here, I still have a lot of pellets I can use. And a fun fact, you can actually crouch through holes by using only 4. So even if it's a 4 pellet, if you do it like a little bit high enough, you can actually walk through a 4 pellet hole. But if you want like a little bit easier of a hole, just use 8. Another thing is if you ever encounter like Aruni gates, you can even just use 2 pellets. A lot of people don't really do this, but it's a really useful trick to get rid of a lot of utility for your team. So if you have a lot left, you can just use these. But most of the time, you just want to use your flashbangs first before you do this. But she's really efficient to get past these gates sometimes. And also another trick that's pretty situational, but if you guys ever want to try it sometimes, is if there's anything on the other side of a barricade and you put Hibana pellets on it, it can actually destroy from the other side off the impact. So I have barbed wire, I have 2 ADSs here. So let's move over back here. I'll actually put a drone right here. So if I were to put two pellets right here, and then I start detonating it, let's see how it destroys. And boom, as you can see, barbed wire and all the ADS on the other side were destroyed. So now, whatever bomb site you're on, try this little trick and it can actually clear a lot of stuff and save a lot of time. And unfortunately, I did try this one time, as you guys already know it, but any of the new players, you actually can't really break any, you can't break Jaeger devices with your pellets. So that's the only kind of projectile in the game, I think, that can't get caught by Jaeger's ADS, but it's a little fun fact for you guys to know. Same thing with my gadgets, you can't really burn ADS with Hibana pellets. That's why you use your flashbangs, and that'd be a way better solution. And the fifth and last thing, is Hibana a better hard breacher than the others like Thermite, Maverick, and Ace? The truth is, every hard breacher can achieve the same goal just in different ways. As for Maverick, he's most similar to Hibana, the most versatile, you know, making holes wherever you want. But there's really no counter to him to getting the wall open. No K-Cloud, no nothing, because he can just get it open. The only downside is that you have to have some sort of soft destruction unless you make a little hole. Otherwise, you're kind of left with a big soft wall that you have to shoot out a lot. Thermite, you know, we all know he makes the biggest holes in this game, probably the best. But with only 2 exothermic charges, he leaves less room for mistakes, like getting a hatch or maybe even getting like impact tricked as well. And for Ace, that Ace can actually create the most holes out of all the hard breachers in my opinion, because he has 3 gadgets compared to Thermite, but he can open up appropriately almost the same holes. They're a lot bigger than Hibana. But I think Ace's weakness is that he is really weak at getting hatches. You have to use 2 of them, otherwise you're kind of left with 1. But he's still a very good hard breacher, because I think hatches are Hibana's best trait. And as we know, Hibana actually creates the smallest holes out of every hard breacher here. Obviously, you know, Maverick's little dots, but Maverick can actually open up a lot bigger of a hole than Hibana. But what makes Hibana, in my opinion, one of the best is that she can handle a lot of tasks. Like we talked about, castle barricades. She has a lot more burn than the other hard breachers, and overall, she just has a better kit suited out. Obviously, you know, Ace's AK is a little strong, but she has the kit to frag out and to clutch up when you need it, just like any other operator. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. It will really help out the algorithm and help this video grow more. If you want to see more hunter hours on different operators, be sure to check these two videos right next to me. But otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.